Hello guys, what's up?
Welcome to MBA Insider.
So, in this video, we'll divert a bit from the past two videos in which we are mainly focusing on the MBA specializations. And so here, since CAT is only around 6 to 7 months away, and we believe this is the perfect time for you to start your preparations, along with appearing for the mock tests. So we are going to divide this video accordingly. And Muskan.
Yeah. So the major problem in a CAT preparation is time management. So in this video, we will be catering that problem and we'll be trying to create a schedule that balances between your prep and your mock test here in this video. So we will try to bifurcate the schedule in terms of whether you are currently in terms of the final year of your undergraduate study or someone who is currently working or someone who might have a CAT peer and preparing for CAT. So this video is for everyone. So stay tuned.
Now, so the first point that Muskan just mentioned is for those who are currently in their final year of undergraduate studies, or those people who are having work experience and managing both work and CAT preparations. Now, for both of these for both these sectors of people, sections of people, it will be difficult for you guys to manage your time since you will be having your studies, you'll having your colleges or having your busy in your work. So in order to manage that, we believe that you can uh, focus on a weekly schedule in which you are trying to as a start you are focusing on the sectionals part first. So for example, for 1 week you're taking care of the VRC part, the next week you're taking care of the LRDI part, or the next week quants part, or any other sections that you might prefer according to the exam that will be appearing for.
Yeah, so the initial 3 4 weeks, we would suggest that you sit for a sectional test. Once you're comfortable with the sectional test is not the after sectional test
Right.
we would like that you sit for the entire 2 hours at a stretch so that it gives you a holistic perspective of the cat. And post that you can analyze that what are your weak points, which area you are lacking, and then you can go back again to the sectional test so
Right.
that your mind becomes absolutely clear.
Mhm.
That what are your weak points, what are your strong points.
Right. So it's also important to time your tests accordingly and properly. So by timing, I mean not just the entire paper, but since you are just Muskan mentioned, you are appearing for the sectional tests, so you should be able to time those sectionals accordingly. So for example, if CAT has a 2 hour paper, should be able to divide those 2 hours into three parts, and then for each section. So for example, if you are appearing for a VRC sectional test, should be making sure that you are covering that entire paper in that time duration only, whether it's a time test or if it's a non-time test, but you should be having a timer by your side so that you become up to date and up to speed with the pace of the CAT exam or any other exam that you might be willing to appear for. So you should be doing this in the especially the initial stages of your preparations, the first 1 or 2 months. And once you start doing that, you'll develop that habit, and you will be able to attend the test in the specified duration on your own after that.
Yeah. So almost all the CAT institutes have their own sectional test, and they also provide the entire mock test series. So we will be covering the mock tests that are offered by the institutes. So starting with the most famous institute, that is Times, which I also took for my CAT preparations. They have AIM CATs so they have their aim cats. So what I had that in aim cats, the quants and DILR part are relatively tougher as compared to the other mock test series. For example, in career launcher they have CL mocks. So the VIRC section of CL of career launcher is on a relatively tougher side. So I would suggest that you could, if you are appearing taking coaching from one institute, you can take mock test series from
Right,
one
right,
institute as well, so
exactly.
that it gives a fair idea of all the
Mhm.
sections that you are performing well or you are weak into.
Right, that's a good point. Start. And so I'll be talking about the IMS SimCats next. So I, for once, took this SimCats test series for 2 years, and so I believe that again, the SimCats have a good balance between all of the three sections. That was my perspective, and that was my feedback from the experience that I had. And so what they do is they try to be on the standard of the CAT exam. right? So, for example, if you are taking the 2025 CAT mock test series, so they'll be trying to focus the entire paper or the entire section, entire test based on the 2024 last year paper, so that the standards are up to date. Okay. Secondly, CrackU is one site which you might not be aware of. A lot of people might not be aware of it, but that is a good site as well. That is a pretty decent site. For once, I think I appeared for one or two tests, and what they do is they have a good amount of, they give a good feedback on the paper, entire paper that you are attempting. So if where you went wrong, where you went right, and how you can improve. So all of those factors are included both in CrackU and IMS SimCats as well. iQuanta is a page which is mostly available on Facebook, and they have a page of their own wherein you get daily updates in terms of not just the interviews schedules, the CAT admission forms schedules, admit card schedules, CAT dates, all other entrance exam dates, but they also post one or two questions daily based on, it may be from quants, it may be from VRC, it may be from DILR. So you have that preparation as you go. So if you're even if you're on your phone, mobile phone, traveling or
Yeah.
doing any other work, you can attempt that particular question. That will you'll be able to develop a habit in doing so. Joining a community such as iQuanta, because there are a lot of people who are on the same page as you.
Yeah, so that's a very good point, Shubhadeep. So, as I mentioned earlier, also every institute's mock test series have their pros and cons. So, we would suggest that if you are taking if you're taking preparation for it from one institute, you have that access to the mock test series as well. But don't just stick to that mock test series, because that will not give you a holistic perspective of your sectionals, how well you're performing. So we would suggest that you take at least one more mock test series of other institute, so that
Right.
you can perform well in your CAT
Exactly. Huh.
exam.
That's a good point. And especially, and for those who are attending classes, for example, if you are taking classes from any institute, be it online like a career launcher or time, or maybe an offline coaching class, online coaching class, sorry. So in that case, you'll already have an access to that particular institute's mock test series, and along with that you should be taking another mock test series from any institute that you prefer. For example, maybe if I'm taking a class from time, you can take the mock test series and additional mock test series from Career Launch or IMS or Cracky or any other site that you like. You can go to different sites, for example, Coda and all, to understand what kind of feedback that the students have on the different institutes mock test series.
Yeah. So there's one more point that we wanted to cover, that most other YouTube channels don't cover, is that you should be very up to date in your current affairs, because guys, in order to get a good institute, not only passing your entrance exam is important, but also going through the GDPI process is extremely important for a selection process. So once if you take that example, that if you have performed well in your entrance exam, but during your GDPI and GDPI journey, you're not, because in any general discussion, they discuss about the current affairs, about the what are the recent happenings all around in India and outside. So it's very important to stay up to date with the current affairs, because you cannot, in that 1 2 months gap, you cannot be aware of all the journeys that have happened in the past year. So just spend 1 or 2 hours in the morning as well, read any newspaper, so that it not just improves your current affairs, but if you buy a good newspaper, for example, Economic Times, or there is Hindu, then your VARC skills also
Exactly.
improves.
Mhm. Exactly. That's a good point, because reading comprehension packages, the passages, they become relatively easier for you to grasp once you start reading a lot from different sources. Random sources, it can be from any topic, doesn't matter which topic you're reading, but you'll have that speed once you start reading
Yeah.
newspapers and all other documents. And there is one other site, I think, Pagal Guy, which it's like a community similar to iQuanta, but you can, we will drop the link here under this video, and you'll have all kinds of discussions, updates on CAT, other entrance examinations, and everything out there. That is a good community as well for those of you who are attending. And so I think this is it, Muskan. I believe this video will have helped you guys. And so if you guys do have any questions, please do drop your
Please do let
questions
us
below.
know. Please like, share, subscribe, and put your comments down in the comment section below. We would love to know your feedback, and we would love to know what are the topics we can cover in our upcoming videos.
Yes, definitely. So that's it, guys. See you in the next video.